So this lesson I kind of cheated a little bit and prepared a sign up component before we even started the lesson. Of course you can go and grab the code, I'll show you how to check it out in a second. So we have this sign up module and look, it's almost the same as the login module. They are looking very closely to the same, and that's perfectly fine. Now the sign up module, you can go in now and you can kind of define some kind of user, and you can go in and define some kind of password, and you can repeat the password. No validation yet, that's what we're going to make in the next couple of lessons. And when I do a sign up right here, it'll push me and show me the actual you're signed up and show me to the albums page. So almost the same as the login. That's why I kind of made it. Let's just run over the code very quickly. It's so easy to do, right? So let's try and jump in here and have a look at the code. Now compared to the login page, there's pretty much no difference right here. I'm using exactly the same layout, I'm using the same title, I'm using the same form right here, except that I have a repeat password all the way down here. So that's all you had to know about the actual HTML of the component, the sign up component. Now when I call the submit, I added a sign up instead of a login function again, and I also used a sign up form instead of a login form. So I just changed some names there, reusing a lot of code right here. Now inside this sign up component right here, I added a sign up group, a form group called sign up form, and I also used the exact same thing like with the login. So gotcha, you can just reuse that as well. I added a sign up form here with 3 fields instead of 2, and then this is kind of where it starts getting a bit different, except that it's not, because I just use a sign up function instead of a login function inside the auth service. We'll get to that in a second. Now when we actually do sign up, then I go and I navigate to the albums page, and when we are there, I show a small snack bar right here, just for 2 seconds showing you are signed up. And then here I catch if there's an error and just explain something went wrong. Let's just have a look at that. Let's just put in a malformated email. And there you go, you have an error right here. And if you put in a good email, just like we did before, but you put in a short password, you'll also be informed about that. So again, just like with the login page. Sweet, what else do we have? Well, I also went in and I actually defined a new route, of course. So if we go into the app component, the app routing module, I added the sign up route, which is required to kind of get this route in there so I can start going to the /sign up here. And I also went in here and I added, this is not required and we're going to remove that later, but in the app component I actually added this new route so that we have the route available out here. Then we can just click between these two. So it's just to kind of make it easy. We're going to remove these as we start getting the proper auth guards in here. We don't want these guys to pop up. Sweet. That's pretty much all we had to do. So what I wanted to do this lesson was kind of to show you guys how simple it is to reuse code, right? So when you get this up and running, you can really start reusing a lot of your code and start just rinse and repeat. Start doing the same thing with a new component. Yes, these two do look the same, so it was just easy, really easy to do this, but you'll always have an easy way when you're just getting started with this setup to just kind of build new things in your current setup. Another thing I want to show you is the auth guard, how simple it actually was for me to sign up. So when I called the sign up function right here, I send in an email and a password from the model that I'm getting from my beautiful sign up group right here. I'm sending in an email and password, and I go into my service right here and I have a sign up function I created this lesson, and there I'm sending in an email and password right here. I'm just calling create user and retrieve data with email, compared to the login where we call sign in user and retrieve, right? So it's exactly the same thing again. And when I'm done, I'm getting a promise back, Gajumi, Bajingo, Gadoink, and then we're logged in and we redirect and everything's running. So that was the sign up page. Now I know I'm not going to do this often where I kind of pre-make code, but I think this was just completely recap and completely the same thing as we did with the login page. So that was kind of why I just made this setup. Next lesson we're going to try and convert and change the code a bit, because there are some improvements that I want to do to this to make it even better. See you next time. Have fun.